Another benefit that you get from subscribing to a paid tier is the ability to change the sources used by Carrot Weather to get its information. So if I tap on source here, you can see the default of Foreca selected, and this has, I have to say, been fine for me in the UK. However, if you want more information, try using a different source. And if you're located in any of the countries down here, then you may want to use these local sources instead of the more general ones listed above. At the bottom, you can download some additional data. So if you have a personal weather station, you can tap here and then you can add this in. So you can log into your own one or find a nearby one. This is something I've never actually looked at myself, but it might be a project that I take up in the future. Then the last two toggles here are for downloading air quality index and tidal information. Now for more information on these sources, you can tap on the informational here, because there are a lot of questions here worth looking at. For example, what the actual difference is between the available data sources. You think they'd be almost the same, but no, there are some slight differences between them all, as outlined here. The basic data is predominantly the same, but the amount of data available may vary. Now, if being notified of varying weather conditions is important to you, then that's another reason to potentially look at the paid tiers, because there are some great options for you in here. The customization is incredibly detailed. Now here we have a device that is not using the free trial, just because I wanted to show you that not all notifications are unlocked if you go for the Premium Plus tier. For some, you actually need the Ultra, like rain alerts there and lightning. But as I come down, you can see that most of these are indeed unlocked with a Premium Plus subscription. So back onto our other device now that's on the trial. I'll tap on notifications. And the first pop-up here is telling us that in order to send them, some location information must be stored on Carrot's servers. But it is anonymized and you can delete it whenever you like. So make a note of that path there and then tap continue. Then of course, we have to allow Carrot to send the notifications through. So I'll tap allow. And now we can go ahead and enable what we like. So let's take a look at precipitation first. And this, like any others that you enable, is going to give you yet more parameters to configure. So it defaults to sending you rain and snow alerts. Then if you want precipitation alerts to be a live activity, you can flick this toggle. Now that does remove the options that were below that. So let's toggle it back off so we can see what they were. And you can see that from here you can change the interruption level of the alert. So is it time sensitive, meaning it can break through some of the focus modes that you have? What is the threshold that you will set for the alert? Is it going to be for any rain coming at all, or do you want it for a certain strength of rainfall? Then you can determine the minimum interval of notifications. Now it does say below that any precipitation notifications here that arrive less than 30 minutes from the previous one are delivered silently in order to prevent constant buzzing on your device. Now let's enable weather alert notifications here just to see what another one looks like under the hood. And here you can set alerts for different locations, which is great. So the current location is already selected, of course, but if I tap to add one, because we favorited New York earlier, it does appear as an option here to select. Now below that we have critical alerts. Now these play an air raid siren type sound effect, irrespective of your do not disturb status. So do use this sparingly. I'll just play the sound effect here for you. Let's tap to allow, then play sound effect. It's pretty unique, isn't it? Again, as I said, only use this if it's something that you feel you really want to have. You can set the kind of warnings that you deem as critical here. So I'm going to say all extreme ones. Then you can also determine when they're going to get sent. You can also add some mute filters in down here and change the interruption level. But these don't apply for those critical alerts we just saw. Those will supersede whatever is set here. Now, if I come back, let's just look at some of the other notifications that you can have. So we've got lightning and hurricane trackers here. You can get umbrella reminders and sunscreen reminders. Now, I did used to have some Siri shortcuts set up that did this, but now it's baked into Carrot Weather natively. I don't need to use those. And you can get daily summaries either in the morning or in the evening for the following day. And if astronomy alerts are your thing, you're covered too. Now, as well as being accurate, the other reason I like Carrot Weather, quite simply, it's just fun. It's just nice to use. It's more than just a weather application, and there's lots of goodies that can be found by coming down here and tapping on Carrot. So at the top, we've now got a built-in AI chatbot. So you can ask Carrot Weather a question. Can you explain how clouds are formed? What are the different types of clouds? So the chatbot considers its response, and it really doesn't take long to provide an answer most of the time. It's accurate, but it's still delivered in Carrot's quintessential style. Now, of course, you don't have to ask weather-related questions. So I'll ask here, how are atoms formed? And quick as a flash, we've got a humorous response there. And it closes by saying they're like assembling IKEA furniture on a cosmic scale, but without the instructions. Very nice. So if you're bored with the responses you get by ChatGPT and others, give this a go. What's the worst that can happen? If I come back, down here, you can tap to get your horoscope. Just choose your star sign. And you're going to get a mixture of horoscopes. Some of them are going to be friendly, then others a little bit more snarky. And they do genuinely make me laugh at times. You get a term of the day each day as well. Again, some of these are serious, others not so. We've taken a look at the missions already. Then down here, there's a soundtrack as well. And as you use the app, more songs are going to unlock. And I have to say, I was quite surprised at how catchy and humorous some of these are. It's frighteningly whimsical, but we all like a bit of whimsy from time to time. Then below that, there are achievements for you to unlock and more. So it's definitely more than just a weather app, and you've got to hand it to the development team in that they do try to give as much value for money out of your subscription as possible. On to widgets now, and these are a premium feature, so you are going to need to have a premium tier subscription for this, but they're very well designed and they can give you a lot of information. So tapping add widget here, I'm going to come down and search for Carrot. And we've got lots of choice. We've got simple snark-based widgets here to more serious forecasts of varying sizes. Then you've got your hourly forecasts as well as your daily ones, and a combination of hourly and daily too. Then finally, on the far right, we've got weather map widgets. I think we'll add a simple one though. So let's go for this medium-sized snark one. I do like this size of widget for weather because you can get a lot of information in there, but it's not too big. So with this here, if you tap on it, it's interactive, so it changes the stats displayed for this current moment in time, which I think is extremely useful. Then if you tap the X in the corner, it reverts back to the main view. Editing the widget, as you would expect, brings a lot of options for customization. You can change the background to be a specific color or an alternative color representing the current weather conditions. You can change the layout to be always hourly, daily, or automatic. Then lots of options here for the actual data you want to be shown within this widget. So with all this choice, I don't think you'd struggle finding a widget for you if that's what you want.